There she is.
Hello.
There you are.
You can hear me, right?
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
I can actually see you too.
Well, what is up with that? Is that from stem cells?
No, that's wonderful.
That is.
Hello. Now I don't hear you yet.
Now you
I,
can't.
I'm losing you.
Hmm.
No,
Okay.
now, okay, now say something.
I'm still here. Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
yeah, I got you.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
Good. So, how are you today on this beautiful week before the holidays?
Oh, well, I'm fine. Yeah, and it's a beautiful day out here in Arizona. Not very sunny, but really beautiful.
Well, that had a big whopping storm on Monday. Big rain, wind. It was
Wow.
the Northeast. We got pretty hammered. Our house was shaking. Um,
Wow.
Now it's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful out. So the
Well,
weather is impermanent. It comes and it goes.
it has its own energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's sunny now, which is why I'm still squinting because I'm on my sun porch. Is the only now that I'm not working on Tuesdays because of my transitional workspace. I'm home when I do our Instagram lives. So anyway, so I'm in my sun porch and it's sunny. So
Oh, wonderful.
yeah,
So it's sunny there and not here.
yeah. And somebody just said good evening, 8 p.m. from South Africa. Namaste.
Whoa,
Nice.
how wonderful.
I know. So so great. So what do you got going on this week? What's happening in your world?
Well, not just next week, but as of today and yesterday, I heard that my book has been published in Turkish.
Wow.
So, you know, we now have uh, how many languages and how many, John?
Yeah, we have 12 languages in 23 countries.
Wow. Well, I will tell you that Saudi Arabia is online right now. Hello from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, here's the cover of the book, the way it's, can you see that?
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And the secrets are on the back.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
so look at that. I'll hold it up a little longer.
Yep. Beautiful.
Isn't that amazing?
It
You
is.
know, when I look back, life is so awesome right now. I mean, it just is so awesome. I get teary-eyed thinking about it. But when I was 10 years old, I just have to tell you this story. When I was 10 years old, we were in the process of coming to the United States because my parents had a furlough every 7.5 years. And we had, my parents had planned to go from India uh, to across the Persian Gulf into the Mediterranean and then across Europe, and so that we could take that journey uh, one one place after the other.
Right.
So when we met at the bank of the a place where we were supposed to pick up the boat for the Persian Gulf, it was already taking off, and they'd given us the wrong time. So the boat, the ship, wouldn't come back to pick us up. So we had to take another boat, which was going to take 11 days to go across the Persian Gulf instead of the 3 that we had been counting on. So we took the one that we could get and went on this trip. and which meant that every port we stopped at all the way up the Persian Gulf. So it took us 11 days. And during this time, we were, my brothers would get to get off the boat and get stamps at different places. So it was an amazing trip.
Yeah.
But one day, my brothers were chasing each other, and I'm like, well, my youngest brother was 8, I was 10, my sister was 12, my brother Carl was 14, and my brother John was 16. All right, the two older ones were chasing each other around the deck, but just like kids would do.
Right.
But on deck, there were some Persian pearl divers who were camped out on the deck with their prayer rugs on the deck on the floor. They didn't want to go inside the house, the boat, the ship, so they were all camped out on the deck there. And my brothers are chasing each other around the deck, and all of a sudden they came by and they didn't understand what happened, but they had stepped on one of the Persian rugs, which the people had used as part of their ceremony
Mhm.
in saying their prayers. So that was very, very they
Disrespect.
were in real trouble
Right.
because they had desecrated sur- these Persian rugs, which were so sacred. So my brothers are running like crazy while the pearl divers are chasing them with their kukrides, which are the knives, waving and
Wow.
and yelling to them in, I suppose, in Turkish. And my dad heard the commotion and came up on the deck and found what was going on. And he asked the pearl divers, he spoke to them in Urdu while they were speaking in Turkish, but they understood each other. The language was close enough that he understood what his sons had done. And he said to the pearl divers, "They're my sons. I will take care of them, and I will punish them accordingly." So he then, the pearl divers then invited him to sit down on their the part where you let other people do that, and they gave him some coffee. Well, this Persian coffee is so strong, it's like a medicine. It and just it really really is strong. My dad didn't like coffee, but I'm telling you, he drank that coffee, and he talked to them and told them what they were going to do. But the reason I'm telling you this story is that when I was 10 years old, the only way that my dad could communicate with the Persian people in Turkish was through this different language. And now here I am sitting in my chair talking to all of you folks around the world, and we're able to talk to each other and share a message of love and understanding that is so awesome that to me it just blows my mind away to have this book now taken by people who are talking a language, who are talking Turkish, to understand what it is that I'm trying to share with the world about how the power of love and the secrets. It just, all you folks out there who can understand what I'm saying, and I can actually reach out and feel the energy that took place when my dad
Mm,
sat on that deck of that ship and communicated with the Persian divers who were really very, very angry, but they were able to communicate in a way that solved the issue. In
right,
other words, it was the love of and understanding of each other that reached that bridged that gap so that uh, it wasn't anything that had anything to do with religion. Well, that totally had to do with religion, but
right, right,
not
right. Get
not
it.
with,
Right,
not with doctrine. It wasn't anything about doctrine. It was about the basic understanding of our reality, that we as human beings are of one race. We're all connected with the huge, amazing energy called love. And so when I hold this book up so that people who read Turkish can read what it's saying, I I'm in total awe of what life is bringing to us in the way of understanding of each other.
yeah, I think it's just amazing. I mean, the fact that you remember that story so vividly, and with that you're linking it to what's happening right now is a really beautiful testament to how you move through the world, and
Well,
how you link how you grew up to what you're giving now. And if you know could have said to your 10-year-old self now, just say,
I, I
just,
would
oh,
I
and
would turn around and say to myself, "You're out of your mind."
well, no, but to be able to say, like, hey, in 90 years, you will have a book that these people can read that
Isn't
is
that amazing?
connecting this story of love. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
I,
Um, and so
it,
somebody asked if they have a book and it has a different cover. Is it the same book? Yes, it is. It's a different,
yes,
it's in a different language. And I just wanted to tell you, one other person said, hello, I just recommended your book to my 82-year-old surgeon who wants to work till at least 100. He was really inspired by you.
oh.
Yeah,
Oh, life is so interesting when you look for the light and not the darkness.
right.
You know, when the light shines on love and forgiveness and our true humanity and what it is that we're really living for and looking for on this dimension, it's absolutely awesome.
Mm, yeah, it is. It is. Oh, and so my other question about that story is, did your father reprimand your brothers?
Oh, sure, you betcha. Yeah, but it was done in a way that they understood something about the fact that they had desecrated the people's uh,
Prayer,
really
prayer rug.
religious whole story. I mean, he was able to teach them about what the uh, reality was in the Muslim
Mm,
world.
right. Right, which I'm sure, as we've talked about before, you guys saw so many different religions and customs and all, in the way that you grew up, with all the different people that were going to the school that you went to, right? Because weren't there, it was an international school.
Oh yes, Woodstock School. Yeah, yeah. But and when I think of the way my father uh, really shared his message with the people, he didn't condemn them. It's like, I think I told the story of Ossie, didn't I?
I don't know. Tell it
The
again.
little girl from the robber cast.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, here's another one. In India at that time, the robbers were a whole caste. They were born robbers and they died. They
Yeah,
lived to be,
they
huh?
were right.
Beg your pardon. What'd you say, Katie?
So they were thieves. They were,
Yes,
yeah, okay.
yes. It was a robber caste. If there was a big robbery someplace, the police always went to the robber caste to find out what they were doing at that time and so on. But one of the people, one of the robbers, had just been come over to Christianity, and my dad was working with him and so on. And he had a little girl named Ossie. Now, Ossie was our age, Margaret's and mine. And so Ossie and we were playing together. But at that time, my mother uh, decided to bake a pie. So she took her rings off and put them on the shelf and went ahead and baked the pie. When she finished it, her rings were gone. So she said to herself, well, Ossie's here. I better check with her first, because the Aussie would have been taught about how to steal. That was part of her uh, upbringing. So mom went and asked Aussie about it, and Aussie said, yes, she picked them up. And mom said, what did you do with it? She said, I gave them to my daddy. So my mom had got in touch with my father, who then immediately went to the bazaar, because he knew that as soon as this man would get this, he would take it to the, I don't know where they took, but to trade the rings for money.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went. My dad went there, and sure enough, there's the robber making the trade, and he was able to get the rings back and so on. But then my dad didn't reprimand the robber at all. He said to him, and I remember this, to me, it was such an important lesson. He didn't say, you did a very bad thing, you're a robber and all this. He said to him, now, you have become a Christian, and we have other ways of doing things, and you we will help you learn how to make uh, other kind of work do, so that you don't take other people's things that so anyway, he very with knowledge and understanding explained to the robber that what he was doing was in in the eyes of the Christian community, was not the right way to be doing it. In other words, the whole transaction was done with love and caring.
Mm.
And that's the way he was now reaching with the pearl divers and able to communicate with them, instead of having a big war on board this ship. He was able to reach across the barriers, and instead of beating each other with your fists, reaching over with fingers to help solve the problem with a loving concern and understanding. And to me, to have this book now going around and reaching that to other folks all around the world is just so heartwarming
Mm.
and important. It says, we are reaching for our true humanity. We are reaching for what really makes us understand each other.
So I have a question about that, or a comment and a question. The comment, how lovely of your dad to, like you're saying, be able to talk and educate, but really without judgment. Like there was no judgment that you're a bad human being for being a robber.
No,
That was the way
no.
he was raised. And so did you continue to play with his daughter, and did she understand that, obviously she was taught that that's not how we move through the
Oh,
world?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would be in the children's Sunday school and would learn like other children from other religions and who would happen to be there. And she gave when she was ready to go to school, my mother made her a dress, which is what my mother did for these girls. And Ossie gave my mother her outfit. And next week I'll show you the outfit.
What? You have the outfit?
I have the outfit, the little skirt, the little blouse, and the chador.
Oh, yes, please. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Amazing. So something popped into my head that maybe it's, well, not really related, but just on the fact of Christianity. And I meant to ask you this last week because I just want to expand your knowledge on, this is going to seem really random, on castor oil. But wasn't that the castor oil had a religious background to it, didn't it? Wasn't it?
Well, in I think in Germany, it's some places called the Palm of Christi. The
Yes, right,
yeah,
right.
the Palm of Christ.
Um, so I'm sorry to take us in a random location, but can you just explain to everybody again, like, why is castor oil so good for you?
Well, it's such a simple solution to so many things. Castor oil, when you put it on the skin, is immediately soaked into or picked up by the lymphatics of the skin, the tissue in the skin,
Mm-hmm.
and carried to the deeper lymphatics, which are the lymph nodes, and then carried to the deeper lymphatics, which are the liver and the kidney and the intestines and the lungs and other parts of the body. So if you have a castor oil pack and say a young girl is having menstrual cramps, okay? And she puts a castor oil pack on her back or wherever, it eases that off. It's it sort of greases or not greases but oils the
Right.
joints and things, but it brings life and energy that is a cleansing, and it takes away the toxins, and then it goes on to be excreted to pass on through the lungs and the back out through the skin and the intestines and so on. So it's a huge cleansing process that goes on when you use castor oil in any form.
And so is it, somebody's commenting, I can't thank you guys enough for speaking on this topic. Good. I knew I brought it up for some reason. So is it something that you would like, could you use it daily, like rub it just on your skin as a moisturizer?
I use a castor oil on my face every night, and you can get it on a roll on castor oil.
Oh, and you just roll it all over your face.
Yeah, just roll it all over my face, and my eyelids. If it gets into your eyes, it doesn't hurt anything.
Okay. And
Yeah.
And if you were having a particular problem, like an achy joint or something like that, you could roll it on that specific body part as well.
You could do that, but you could also, it's like, I remember one time when I was back in Virginia Beach and I stepped in a, a hole, like some kind of a creature had done, and I really sprained my knee.
Oh,
So I immediately put a castor oil pack on my knee, and I continued to wear that pack. I changed it, of course, but I wore that pack until my knee was healed.
wow. Somebody asked if you drink it.
You can drink it if you want to get an internal cleansing. That's okay. And I used to use it when I was doing helping women with the birthing. If a woman was overdue or really wanted to get the show on the road, I'd have her uh, take the castor oil, a tablespoonful of castor oil, drink that down, with water afterwards, of course, and give it a chance. And quite often, particularly if I was going to be out of town and we wanted the baby, I wanted to be there when the baby was born or whatever. But very often it worked.
And so someone's asking that it's a laxative if you drink it, correct?
It's a laxative, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But also the reason it's called the Palma Christi or the hand of Christ is because the flower has
The leaves,
the leaves
yeah,
have 5 different parts to it, like 5 fingers, and in the center it looks like Christ's hand after he's been nailed to the cross. It has a puncture in the middle.
Wow. Huh. My sister is asking if it's good for arthritis. I would think yes.
it certainly doesn't hurt. It
Okay.
helps the joints. It really does oil the joints and take away some of the toxins and so on.
And so in your practice, or even now when people are asking you about it, do you have a specific way in which they do the castor oil pack? Like I've seen there's a online thing called the Queen of Thrones, which someone has packaged an easy way to like strap a castor oil pack on your liver and like different ones that you can put easier around your body.
Right, right.
So is there some specific way that you tell people to do a castor oil pack?
Yeah, just put a piece of plastic uh, on the table, put some cloth on that. It can be an old diaper or who knows, but uh, actually wool flannel, it works very nicely. So
Okay.
put that on it and then pour the castor oil on that, not so that it's drippy wet, but just so that it soaks through. And
Mm-hmm.
then wrap that around whatever it is, whatever your joint is, or your belly or your neck or whatever, and you've got it.
So you could use something like an ace bandage. That
Sure, to hold it in place. That's what I did with my knee. And then take it off when you need to and put it back on again, and you could use the same old castor oil for until it gets so yucky you throw it away. But it's not, it's not hard to do.
okay. And I'm assuming you would get some organic castor oil somewhere,
Cold pressed. You want to get cold pressed
Okay.
castor oil.
Okay. Okay. Great. That's an easy thing for people to do.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
it works very nicely for babies. Yeah, if you have a colicky baby, just rub it on his belly and then put the diaper on and see what happened.
Oh, that's amazing. Somebody's asking, can you place the pad on the liver if you want to do a liver cleanse?
Absolutely. It works really well on the liver.
Okay. And ever put heat on it to drive the oil in, or?
Well, actually, when you're using it on your body heat is very receptive. You know, it helps a lot. But sometimes, like with the menstrual cramps or something, some heat does allow it to get in uh, better, you know.
Okay. And somebody's asking, can olive oil also be used for the same purpose?
It doesn't work the same.
Right.
It can be used as uh, uh, oil for the skin and all of that, and it's wonderful. And it's very good for your in the food and all, but it doesn't do quite the same thing as the castor oil does.
Okay. Okay. And somebody's asking, Holistic Mama is asking, I know this is off topic, but I got Levels Health glucose monitor, and I'm curious why my blood sugar is low on and off. Can that be from having 6 kids and malnutrition? Thank you, Julia. Hmm.
Yes, the answer, but uh, yes, but it doesn't have anything to do with castor oil.
Right. No, she said it was
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I found that when I was really paying attention, when I was doing, I was being really good about intermittent fasting and paying attention to the foods I was eating and when I was eating them. And I was monitoring with a glucose monitor to see what foods would raise my blood sugar or lower my blood sugar. And also in like in the middle of, let's say, a 24-hour fast, my blood sugar would have times when it would go up. And the way that the woman that I was following would explain that is because it was great the way she explained it, that, you know, that donut you ate 10 years ago, that's you put it in the refrigerator in the garage, you know, when your body is fasting, you start pulling the reserves out of your body. So you can have a raise in your blood sugar because it's getting the stuff that's out of the back closet and using it for fuel. So
Ah,
you know, I don't know if, yeah, I have no idea about what's happening for Julia, but 6 kids and malnutrition doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun.
no.
Yeah, got to take care of the mama so that you,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Take care of yourself. We have to love ourselves enough to be the ones that really gets nourished.
Well, so speaking from experience as a mother of 6 and, you know, working as a full-time physician, back in the day when a lot of moms were staying home and weren't working, how did you prioritize your own health? How did you manage to do that?
I just had to do what came naturally. Uh, I fed the kids when they needed to be fed. I fed myself when I fed the kids, and we actually were very careful about the food that we ate, and made sure that it was as far as we could control what they were eating,
Right.
make it as nutritious as possible. And so it was just what the way we did things. And the kids had to take responsibility for themselves also. And so my kids are very independent. Each one has a personality that's their own. They do and have done what they have uh, set out to do, and you know, we all worked at it together.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, I only had I have three children, and you know, that was complicated. So I can only imagine having six and running a practice and doing all the things that you did. It is sort of catch as catch can, right? And you just,
Well, they came at different ages, you know. So it was. Did I tell you about the uh, uh, what is it? The uh, I'm trying to think of our genetic, our genes. Did I tell you that story?
no, I don't think.
Okay. Well, one time we were well, the one rule in the family that they had to be home at 6 o'clock for dinner, and if they didn't, they probably didn't get any dinner. So, because the others would have eaten it all. So anyway, they showed up at 6 o'clock for dinner. So this one time, my son Carl had just come home for Thanksgiving from his freshman year in college, and Bill and I were sitting at the opposite ends of the table, and the kids were on, you know, both
Line.
sides.
Yep.
And Bill and I got to talking for some reason, I don't know why, about the fact that we thought with the information of, about genetic things that were showing up at that time, that there would come a time when we could probably do some things to change our genetic structure. And so Bill and I were talking across what the kids were. So it's a total babble, you know, but
Yeah.
you direct your track, talk to the
Right.
person. And we were just having a good conversation. And all of a sudden, Carl, who is from college for Thanksgiving, jumps in. He says, "You guys are crazy." He said, "I just had a whole course in genetics, and I know that there were." Well, he's a freshman in college. Okay, I know that we'll never be able to change our genes. Of course, now he knows better, but
Right.
he just at that point he knew. And his brother David was 6 years old, sitting beside him, and thought the sun rose and set with his big brother. But he just jumps out off his chair and goes into the bedroom and comes running back out. And he said, "See, Carl, you're wrong. I changed my genes."
Love it. That's great. That is so good.
So
Um,
that's how we dealt with things. You know, what came up, we dealt with the issues, and and we learned how to do it. All of us learned it together.
right, right. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm gonna share this. Somebody posted our public library wellness book group will be reading and discussing your book in January of 2024. We love your philosophy.
Wow.
I know.
Where is that from?
I don't know. Tell us where you're from. This is the Instagram is Life Spire Wellness. So let's see if they say. And also, I want to mention that Brazil showed up. Brazil is
Wow.
today.
Wow.
Um, so we'll see if they respond to where they are.
Brazil.
Book in Portuguese.
Yeah, it's in Portuguese.
Nice.
Wow.
Wait. Oh, in Kansas, Salina, Kansas.
Wow. Huh.
Nice.
My dad was a Kansas farmer.
That is so great. Um, Yeah, so back to the woman who has six children is commented that, she does all oh, and somebody else just said they're Egyptian following you from UAE. That's cool.
Oh.
Um that it's hard. It's really hard, and they're the odd family, and she tries to feed them, holistically. And that was the same for me. I mean, I was the total outcast, no sugar, no gluten. I was doing all the things before it was a thing to do, and people were looking at me like I was out of my mind. So,
Yeah, my kids did the same. They couldn't change lunch with anybody else. In fact, my daughter Annalia came home and she says, other kids get to have Twinkies, and I had whole wheat fig, fig Newtons. She said, nobody will trade lunch with me.
no, it was the same. It was just so funny. Oh, okay. So you're going to love this because people are starting to say where they're from. So somebody is here from Pakistan.
Oh, wonderful.
Somebody is here from Croatia.
Oh, wonderful.
Somebody from Vienna, Austria.
Wow.
Keep them coming. Buddy, tell us where you're here, where you're from.
How wonderful. Oh, and to think that, you know,
Argentina. Somebody's from Argentina.
oh,
Israel.
wow.
Canada.
Ah,
Massachusetts.
wow.
It's really amazing.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you go. Vancouver, Canada, the UK, Toronto, Algeria.
And, isn't it wonderful? And when I was a kid out in the jungles of India, the the children that I played with would rub my arm to try and make the white go off.
Mm,
Isn't that delightful?
so great. Okay, wait, there's some more coming in. Someone's from Iran,
Wow.
Rochester, New York.
Oh,
Someone who's Portuguese is living in Luxembourg.
wow.
Atlanta, Georgia says they love you. Snowy, Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
The world is, isn't it wonderful? We're joining hands and we're doing the dance of love.
Mm, yeah. It's beautiful. Nice, nice, nice cap to what you have done throughout your whole life.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, how lovely. Thank you, world. Thank you, love, and understanding and patience and working together so that we can understand each other,
mm,
so that we actually listen to each other and then understand each other.
mm,
That's what my dad was able to do. That's what he taught me, among other things, but that ability to listen to how the other person is looking at life.
right. Well, that's such a beautiful gift.
Isn't
Uh,
it?
yes. Somebody's asking, in which part of India did you live and in what year?
I was born in 1920 in Fatehgarh, but I grew up in Dehradun district, Uttar Pradesh.
Wow. Say that again.
Uttar Pradesh.
Ah, nice. Somebody else is from Ireland.
Wow.
Somebody by the name of Seema Haddadi is saying, I'm proud of you.
Wow.
Somebody said, joining hands and doing the dance of love. I love you so much, Gladys.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's you
Yeah.
are amazing, living with grace and ease. Someone's from France. It's just awesome.
With all the misunderstanding that's going around the world, to have all of you folks now talking to each other. That's what we're doing. And I'm telling you, it brings tears to my eyes because my heart is so full
Mm.
that the divine energy of love is bringing us together as true humans because we're all one race.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Gladys, you are an amazing human being.
Yes, you are. Each one of us, we have our place. And
Yeah.
if we can really take it and live it and enjoy it and dance with it and take our kids and swing them on their swings and all, life is just awesome.
Mm. Somebody commented that your hair looks as if you're wearing a crown, and that is true.
Yeah. Well,
Sharing all the important information. Oh, this is hard to read because the English is from Denmark. Work all over the world. Thank you. So happy for you all.
I can't. I love you all so much because it's 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 like a wave of an ocean wave of love that's going around the world.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's a beautiful image of yeah, kind of like the tides. The
Yes,
ocean.
yes,
They're just going,
yes, yeah.
sitting in. Um, okay, and one last comment from the holistic mama. I'm talking to my body for healing and thanking God for it and trying to do all the things. Thank you for your book that has helped in my journey and in so many.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
Somebody's asking if you have you traveled a lot in Europe?
Well, I've traveled some in Europe. I've traveled in Germany and France and I haven't gotten up to Denmark or Sweden or anything, but in the British Isles, yeah. But I
Mm,
never got to Spain and Portugal. I did get to Italy and I did get to Greece, and Germany and yeah.
nice. Okay, one last question. What tip would she like to give about not overthinking too much and stressing out?
Just don't. Get up and sing a song or uh, there are all kinds of silly little songs that don't make any sense, but like the one that I used to sing to my kids. I'd rather have fingers than toes. I'd rather have eyes than a nose. But as for my hair, I am glad it is there. I'll be sorry, you bet, when it goes. In beauty, I dare take a prize. There are many more pretty by far. But my face, I don't mind it, for I am behind it. The fellow in front gets the jar. I mean, sometimes these silly little songs can just jump into your head and take
Oh,
you away from feeling something that's really, really bad.
yeah. Yeah, I found myself on the other morning when it was really storming, and our house is 150 years old, and the wind was really blowing and the whole house was shaking, and I wasn't afraid like the house was going to blow down or anything, and the waves were crashing up against the seawall, which also makes the house shake, but it was very unsettling. And our cat was really stressed out, and so I finally got the cat to sit on my lap, and I was sitting downstairs, and I just started singing Christmas carols because I
Yeah,
knew that the humming, the vibration of that would not only calm me down, but it would help calm the cat down.
right, right.
It was great.
You know,
Right.
sometimes these little ditties or something like that will come into your head at a time of stress and make you laugh.
Right. But again, the singing and that toning helps
Yeah,
helps activate the vagus nerve, which will then bring you back into that parasympathetic relaxed state. So
right.
that's a beautiful
And
thing.
maybe even if you can't sing like me,
I,
you can sing because you want to sing.
or just hum.
Yeah,
Humming too.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
All right, my dear. Well, so what are you doing? Christmas is on Monday. So what are you guys doing for Christmas?
We'll I've the part of the good part of the family will be here for Christmas dinner, but not
Right.
at my house, but at Helene's house,
Yep.
because she's married to a Greek chef,
Amazing.
so he makes these big, wonderful meals, and and then we'll exchange gifts in the morning and see what happens.
Lovely. Well, we will be together the very next day.
Yes,
Um,
Next week we can't get together.
okay.
There's nobody to connect us because I won't be around or anything.
Okay. Okay. Then
So
we
we're going
will
to take the week off.
we'll take the between Christmas and New Year's off.
yeah, yeah.
That's good. Um,
Well, we've got a lot to think about what we've talked about today.
yeah. So somebody's asking when will we be live again? So typically we are here every Tuesday at
Right.
1 p.m. Eastern. So next week we will not be here. So the following, I believe that would be the 2nd of January, because I think New Year's Day is Monday. So I think the 2nd of January, whatever that first Tuesday in January is, we'll be here.
Will
So,
you be back then, John?
Yes.
Okay.
okay, great. So everyone's sending you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Oh, what a great start for the new year, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
So you have a happy holiday. Enjoy your Christmas day.
Everybody that's
Yeah.
listening in, let's just really, really enjoy the love and compassion and understanding that's flowing around
Mm,
right now for from one country. You've heard the people who say where they're from.
mm-hmm.
It's just awesome. It's just awesome.
Yes, many blessings to all. Somebody is putting out there, and
Right.
just having that visual of all of us holding hands around the globe and sending love to all is a
To
beautiful
all.
to
Right.
all. All right.
Right.
Well, love you so much.
Love you too.
John, thank you for always getting us on together.
You're welcome.
And we will catch up with everybody after the new year.
We'll see you next year. A
Yay!
most blessed Christmas and New Year.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. I will talk to you soon.
Hold hands and dance into the new year.
I love that. That's the plan.
Sign
Hey, signing off.
up.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.